Hey, good morning. All right, December corn down 2.5 right now at 4.95 and a quarter. Not doing anything special right now. Holding up above support. Staying within this channel. In the overnight here, got up to the top side of it yesterday. Fell down a little bit. Found some selling. Found a little bit more selling overnight. Poked below that low from yesterday, but just not a lot. Holding up above support. Holding up above the 5-day the best it can right now. Overnight low 493 and 3/4 is going to be your support. If you do happen to break that, it could send us back down towards the bottom side of this channel, which is what I expect. But honestly, right now this is holding up pretty well. We may be able to hold on to this momentum and try to break out the top side of this thing. We'll just have to see what price action does. We have a nice swing high now from yesterday that's going to give us the ability to kind of see some of that. So we're at that high is 5 3/4. So if you do start to work above that, you might see some buying come in that will definitely at least push us back towards these highs. If not, possibly give us that chance for that leg up. I do have to say that looking at the weekly chart, this is looking a little bit more encouraging. RSI has turned back up. So, we'll see what this can do. This is obviously old crop. Want to see it hold up above this low 464. So longer term chart, so we'll watch that. But in the meantime, this looks like I wouldn't expect a whole lot today necessarily. Again, like I said yesterday, I'd like to see this chop around a little bit more, get a little bit more base building here. But given the fact that we had some pretty decent weather there, and we didn't see much more weakness than what we saw yesterday and right now in the overnight, not terribly shocking. But on the other side, you didn't see any follow through from the big day that we had with the Chinese news either. So, not much for either side here right now. Just going to have to watch the price action and see what this thing wants to do. But again, I think our best thing right now is this swing high from yesterday of 5 3/4. You start to move above that, it'll be interesting to see if there's some buying that comes in. Or, again, if we just decide to work back down to the lower side of this channel and mess around for a while, which I think is the healthier thing, but we'll see what this market wants to do. Soybeans down 4 currently at 11.99. Overnight high was 12.05 and a quarter. Yesterday's high is now a decent little swing high, 12.07 and a half. Swing low 11.95 last night is going to be support. You have a little separation down here, giving a chance for lingering momentum here. Volume decreasing, open interest is increasing. So again, this the setup makes me a little nervous here with this shoulder, head, shoulder. You could say, all right, we broke that. I don't know that that's quite enough yet. So need to see some action here. But again, if you start to work down towards these and break these swing lows here, we got a real problem in that time frame. So I don't necessarily expect that. I especially not right now, not this time of year. But I do expect some weakness. So I won't be surprised if we come back down to this 1180 or so area and challenge that. And again, we have a nice little swing high yesterday, 1207 and a half to watch. If you get above that, you could start to see some buying come into the marketplace and could give us that next little leg up, which I just don't expect right now. I don't think the weather is conducive for that. I don't think the fundamentals in general are conducive for that unless China comes in and you start to see some purchases here the next couple days. So, and we just haven't, that hasn't been the trend. That has not been what we've seen up to this point. So look at KC wheat real quick. It's just kind of chopping sideways here after that big break. Had a little bit of a try to break out yesterday. Couldn't hold on to it. Now that gives you a nice little swing high. 728 and 3/4 to watch for additional strength if we can get up to that area or through that area. I would expect some buying there. So again, these markets aren't really doing a whole lot. They're big volatile moves, but then no follow through either way. Market just is unsure of itself right now, looking for follow-up fundamental news, looking for weather that it needs to either worry about or take into account, and it just doesn't feel like it has enough right now. So have to watch the price action here late enough to be worried about anything in the season right now. But again, stocks to use ratio is tight enough that I do think this market will be sensitive to weather. It's just right now the weather is not something to be worried about. We don't have much subsoil. We're not going to have a lot of ability to hang on for a couple weeks with dryness, even with the rain we just got. So the market's going to hold up and be sensitive to that and wait and see what kind of forecast we start to get as we move forward here. Okay, everybody have a great day. We'll see how we start acting here once the session closes for the overnight and opens back up for the day session. Have a great day.